I like this tractor. Boy, what a weather, huh? What happens if I open the window? Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Just look at it. It's magnificent. Face the outdoors again. To shreds. For obvious reasons, I won't be talking a lot in the video, so I'll do a voiceover here because it's really windy, or I'm driving on the Scheffer, which doesn't really enable you to talk a lot. You need both hands. That's leftover from feeding some horses that needed to be fed earlier. That's a went earlier than the others, and so we took them home for a few weeks. We were feeding them there because we had the southern winds in the beginning of winter, which was unusual, but yeah. But now we're having northern winds. That just means that place is windy. Anyway, I'm mucking this out because it's going to be kidding season soon for the goats, which means they're going to be giving birth. Not that they start to spout out jokes, they'll be spouting out little baby goats. And I was debating to myself if I should put fresh bedding over this, because it is quite dry. Like, it's not mucky, it's mucky in the bottom, but the top is quite clean because they constantly take hay when eating and spread it everywhere, which is actually cheaper than to put bedding on for them, because I have plenty of hay but not enough bedding, but that's how that is. But at the end I decided to muck it out and just hope that the bedding I put in the beginning plus whatever they're going to be taking of the hay and spreading it everywhere is going to oh, that's embarrassing. It's going to be enough until summer when they're going to be out most of the time. They'd only be inside during a big rainy season. A little rain won't do anything to them, but if it's raining and raining and raining, well, I take them in during the nights, have them outside during days when it's a bit warmer. So, you know, to make itself easier for me, this is my first trip, but every time you see the trailer, that is actually my second trip. I'm just that good at editing, guys. Jokes. It's kidding season for me every day, every year, so that's just how that is. You can see my biggest issue is getting this to break loose, because it's kind of like a whole layer, and so the problem is to get it to come in chunks that are easily movable. They won't break apart. Also, that's the worst thing. They break apart and just spread all over the yard. Obviously, I clean it after, but the less work I have to do with cleaning after is better. You can see how much the wind is by, like, you can see the leftover hay there is moving constantly, and then the front of the trailer was just moving. And it was cold, like I'm wearing a cold jacket. You can see how I'm lifting up, the back is lifting up, it's just so heavy. I'm still stuck, I'm trying to tear it apart. Oop, almost hit the roof there. The ceiling. The roof's on the other side of the ceiling, so you'll hit the ceiling first. That's a big chunk. Big chunk. That's it, full. You see it's quite high, but I don't have any boards on my right side, so I can't really fill it up, but it's full in the condition it is now. I'm driving upside the road here, going on to our main road. You can see everything is white to yellow or brown, so or gray even, and that just means we're still in the clutches of winter. But in the last few days, we've had like signs that the weather is about to change, even though we had a cold night. Last evening was really cold, the night must have been, but yeah, now it's starting to be better. So up here we have a few fields on our left. Below that, look, all of this is very sandy. The fields are sandy fields, and so we're trying to get plant material to come here. Either, like the area right in front of you is where we're going to be planting this summer, some stuff for spring. But you can see the pile in front of us right there, and I'm collecting and spreading on the lower reaches where there's a lot of rocks. Not really good to, I mean you could, but it's a whole lot of rocks and they're really big, some of them. So I am just spreading this over them, trying to get some soil to form, some grass to grow, whatever wants to grow can grow. So yeah, it's quite the pile. I went 3 more like this, and then the day after I went 2 more because I had to clean from the ramps as well. But in the last trip I took a different tractor and I piled it up high, so the middle should start to break down pretty well. So it's gonna be usable maybe this summer, hopefully. More mucking out. This is my third load, I would presume. I have a little bit of issues here. Nothing I can't handle, it just takes time to break apart. Also, you need to be worried about not breaking the wood that's holding up the roof. That would be great. Well, I could break all of them. The roof would stand, but if, for example, the weather changes and we have snow, I would worry about the roof. Here I am in the horse pens. I'm gonna clean them out. This is actually not from horses, this is from my bucks. They were in there before I put them with the goats. I used them to search for before I was inseminating for about 3 weeks, and then after that I split the groups up in two, well 3 actually, because the youngest didn't get any, because I didn't want that this year. I wanted to try something different. And the oldest were split into 2 groups, and that's just cleaning up. There are 2 more pens that I clean out. Those are mostly from horses, so it's not all goats. And this job is, well, the most labor intensive of everything I did, actually. So yeah, this is backbreaking work if you do enough of it. Luckily, I don't have to do a lot of it, so I'm happy about that. So, I have mucked out everything from there. Hi. So everything here is mucked out. I wanna have it dry a bit before I put anything in here. And here. I swept this. There was just a little bit of stuff there. Is there something on the camera? And in here. Did in there. So swept this up. Just a little bit of stuff I couldn't reach down there. Oh, annoying. Got all of things out of here. Now this part is always destined to be like this. The reason for that is, I don't know how clearly you can see it, but the floor is very uneven. And you can see like tiny rocks sticking out of the concrete. It's very uneven. I could do a little bit better, but not much. Depending on what I want to do with this house in the future, it would be very nice to like cover it with a thin layer of, you know, maybe 4 or 5 centimeters thick layer of concrete that's just completely smooth. I could just show up here with a bucket and scrape everything up to be almost perfectly clean when I'm finished. That'd be great. I will definitely take a little bit more Once I've moved that, I will have access to some stuff in there and stuff. But mostly I am done. There's a pile there I'm gonna take care of, and a small pile there I'm gonna take care of just leftovers that fell out of the gravel. And yeah, it was 3.5 as I suspected. I could have done it in 3 if I would have put it more in the first one and the second one. The third one was overfull. But hey, because I want this to dry out a bit. There's a bit of water, and I want the fresh new bedding to work as fast as or work as best as possible. The only way for it to do so is for it to be dry. Some piles there I'm gonna take, but otherwise pretty good. The water is ready in here. Maybe I'll open here so the wind will flow better. No kids? That's good, because things are not completely ready for you. Right, good job me. Well, I'm not completely done, but yep, good job me. So, this is how it looks with just the rams in here. I mucked this out. It was a little bit less windy and less cold, but I didn't have time to record, so I'm just showing you the results. And yeah, I think this looks good. This is about 20 to 30 centimeters lower than it was. It was 2 trailers worth of materials in here, and yeah, it looks like they're happy. And then the goat side, they're in here. Everything's cleaned out, fresh straw. And then I'm gonna try this. I'm not gonna call it invention, but I'm gonna try this here. Is that this is extra height for me here, and then this wood here so they can stand on it and eat. The theory is that when they have kids, they won't jump up there. That's the theory. I think it's gonna fail. I think the pellets that are underneath, they're too wide. They need to be narrower. Don't need to be so wide. Maybe I should have had them turning the other way. I still could change that. But I'm not gonna. This is very heavy. I would need 2 or 3 people with me to do that. Anyway, this looks good. There's a double feeding system up here. The only bad thing is it's a little high to walk into, and then the roof is very close by, so it's not perfect. It was a test. I don't need to be feeding here for a long time. Just rest of April and all of May. Maybe every now and then in June, depending on the weather, how much I can have them outside, how much grass is growing, all of that stuff. And yeah, that's only 2.5 months. And so, yeah, should be good. Should be good. You're supposed to be giving birth, not procreating. Yeah, well, I don't think I'm getting any kids from the insemination. Sadly. I still have a week, close to 10 days maybe, but nothing's happening yet, so. And I usually give birth on their due date, so. Well, that's that.